Hello, guys. I am live. So, can somebody take fucking accountability? Was the whole HIV thing premeditated? Did they fucking pharmacologically abuse me with sadistic and nefarious premeditated intentions? Did they do that to me? Did my mother, father, stepfather, family, friends, romantic partners, did they conspire into fucking pharmacologically abusing me? Did they gaslight me about HIV? Was it really my choice or was it sadistic and premeditated? So he says, your family is getting off to your suffering. It was them. I really suspect behind the whole thing was my stepfather, to be perfectly honest with you. They just won't take accountability for it. But I believe it wasn't my choice. So he says, your family wants you to suffer. I wish they would just tell me the fucking truth. I wish they would just tell me the fucking truth and just admit they did it to me. I wish they would just tell me the fucking truth. I think the reason they don't take accountability is because they know how angry I'll be if they told me the truth, as I should be. If they really had nefarious intentions and if they really got off sexually from pharmacologically abusing me, I'll be so fucking angry, as I should be. So the thing about my mother is if you call and confront her, she starts twisting it and gaslighting you and victim blaming you. She's like, "Oh, you can't get it through your life." She makes like you're delusional and crazy. She just twists the whole thing. She attacks the straw man. She makes it like you're crazy. She doesn't talk it out. She just screams at you. It's just not worth it, really. It's just not worth it. Basically, they're just going to deny reality and refuse to take accountability. Basically, they're just going to fucking deny reality and refuse to take accountability. Even though it's very clear, my mother, father, and stepfather had premeditated intentions to pharmacologically abuse me. It's fucking clear. You know, they had sadistic and nefarious premeditated intentions, but they're just not going to take accountability for it. They're going to deny reality, and they're going to try to rewrite history. That's just what they're going to do, you know. And it's just like fucking tell me the goddamn truth, you know. Just tell me the goddamn truth. That's what I'm like. I did call them up. I've called them up over and over again, and they just scream at you. They try to deny reality. They try to twist it around and make me out to be the crazy one. It's just like you did it to me though. You know, they basically just twisted it. They're just fucking narcissists who refuse to take accountability for what they've done. You know, they're just fucking narcissists that refuse to take accountability for what they've done. So it's just like I know they did it though. I know they had premeditated intentions to do it to me. Just calm down. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they are telling me the truth. Maybe there's nothing to confess to. I know they're like, oh, maybe was it 6 or was it 9? You know, did you choose to take HIV PrEP and the medications, or did we gaslight and convince you to do it? It's like, let's call a spade a spade. You did it to me. You did it to me. You pharmacologically abused me. Let's fucking admit it. You got off sexually from doing it to me. You led me down a dark path and did it to me. Just fucking admit it. I was pharmacologically abused by you. You had nefarious, premeditated intentions. Let's just fucking admit it. They need to just admit it at this point. Just tell me the goddamn truth. It's literal fucking torture. It's literal fucking torture. I've been protesting all day, every day for fucking years now. Just fucking admit it. It's mostly Dale. Yeah, it's fucking Dale. I'll sound crazy and they'll deny it if I call the police on them. I've written the FBI. I've called the police. It's just, they'll just deny it, you know? They'll just say, no, our intentions were good, you know? They just refuse to take accountability. They deny reality and they twist it around and they victim blame me and they try to rewrite history. It's just, there's no point. They did it to me, but there's no point, you know? I don't want to be institution. They'll literally put me in the hospital if I try to confront them. So I'm not gonna even bother. There's no point. This is how I feel. They won't talk it out, and there's just no point to communicating with them because communication turns into a fight. So he says, punch more holes in the wall. No, that's a bad idea, guys. I don't want to be in the hospital. I don't want to be institutionalized. You know? I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to vent on YouTube verbally. I'm not going to do anything. I know my mother, father, and stepfather are lying. It's just, they're just not going to take accountability. So my basically just get independent and be done with the relationship. That's basically what I have to do. Get independent and be done with my mother, father, and stepfather because they're liars. They're gaslighters. They're just fucking liars and gaslighters who refuse to take accountability. So just be done with the relationship and have no relationship with them ever again. That's really the best thing I could do. If they refuse to take accountability, if they refuse, just have no relationship with them. That's really the best. The best revenge is silence and no relationship. Because, like, realistically, if I punch a hole in the wall, psychiatric hospital. If I call them up and scream at them, psychiatric hospital. That's what they want. You know what I mean? That they want me to react, either by punching a wall or screaming, like throwing a tantrum. That's what they want. The best revenge is silence, complete silence. Don't say anything to them and have no relationship with them. Just be done with them. I don't want the hospital. I want jail. So the best revenge is complete silence and no relationship ever again. They pushed it too far. And I know they did. And I know they did it to me. So I never again will I ever have a relationship with my mother, father, or stepfather. That's really the most mature and best revenge. Refusing to give them a relationship. And my silence speaks louder than any tantrum ever could. My silence speaks louder than any smashing a wall or screaming at them, "Fuck you! How dare you do that?" My silence and indifference towards them, that speaks louder than any tantrum could. Somebody says they want the old Andrew back, but the old Andrew is not coming back. They want the passive, sweet Andrew, but that Andrew is gone. He's just not coming back because my empathy serves no purpose here. I realize I was trying to empathize with them. I was trying to love them, but eventually I realized they did not have good intentions. I realized my empathy was serving no purpose here because they did not empathize with me. And at that, once I realized, they pharmacologically abused me and they were sadistic and nefarious, the empathy was gone. It just served no purpose here anymore. You know, and the sweet version who gave them the benefit of the doubt and tried to overlook their flaws and tried to genuinely love them. Well, that version is gone because it just serves no purpose. Yeah, I just kind of, I should probably save this for therapy. I should probably save this for therapy. I should probably get a social worker or a psychologist or somebody to talk to. I mean, why am I venting into YouTube? Why am I venting this into YouTube? I should probably talk to a mental health professional. I know some of you have good intentions. I know some of you have, but frankly, you're not trained medical professionals, and some of you have bad intentions and give me bad advice. Quite frankly, so yeah. Somebody says your mother, father, and stepfather stole your life away from you. Well, I mean, like, look. Let's put it this way. I mean, look at some people who get imprisoned at 21 years old. Look at some people who are in like death camps in North Korea. I mean, like, yeah, my life turned out pretty horribly, but I guess it could be worse. I mean, there are examples of people having it worse. I guess. I mean, it didn't turn out great, but it could always be worse. No, somebody says you guessed definitely. I mean, look at the Otto Warmbier guy from North Korea. I mean, didn't he die at 21 years old after getting tortured and put into a vegetative state? I'm still alive and kicking in 37 years old. I create cool artwork. I think for all intents and purposes, my life turned out better than Otto Wambier's. You know. Somebody says once you turn 18, every day after 18 is all of you, dude. Horn Dog says they over medicated you so they didn't have to deal with you. They chemically lobotomized you because they didn't want you sticking up for yourself and asserting yourself. Horn Dog says go to the supermarket, get a hard seltzer or get a beer and calm down. That's actually not a bad idea. I might go to bed, but it's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll get some alcohol tomorrow. Maybe I'll take some Xanax tonight. It's getting late. If I drink, I got to drink earlier than this. Maybe tomorrow I'll have a beer. Maybe tonight I'll just take a Xanax and pass out. Somebody says a beer will take the edge off. Christopher says I'll drink to that. I think I'll get a beer tomorrow. Tonight I'm just gonna have a Xanax. Maybe I won't even have a Xanax. Maybe I'll just try to sleep. Maybe I'll just try to sleep naturally. I'm prescribed Xanax as needed. I take Abilify 10 milligrams, and I have a prescription for Xanax as needed when I'm feeling anxious and I think this is a perfect example of feeling anxious. So, so I think so basically, I don't take Xanax unless I need it, and I think this is an example of maybe needing it to calm down. So he says, "How does this all end?" I ideally want it to end with Hollywood superstardom and a movie and a documentary and riches and fame. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for success, massive success. The best revenge is massive success and happiness, basically. And that's what I'm hoping for. How do you think this ends, Horn Dog? How do you guys think this is going to end? with a terminal cancer diagnosis, a slow, painful cancer death. I get like a brain cancer diagnosis in like a month, and then I fucking die. Is that how this is gonna end? Horn Dog says I'm rooting for a happy ending, but I have my doubts. A slow and painful cancer death where nothing ever happens. No riches, no fame, no superstardom. I just die of fucking cancer slowly. Ears has gone too soon. Well, I survived longer than Ottawambier, though. I mean, you got to give me that. Marijuana Therapy says, I'm rooting for a happy ending too, but I don't know, man. Those stories don't usually end well. Yeah, I want to be in movies. I want happiness and success, and whew, okay. So I kind of let off some steam here. I let off some frustrations. I'm irate. I'm irate and angry. I'm irate and angry. I mean, I know Rusty said. I know Rusty said. I mean, I was talking to Rusty yesterday, and he said, "You're a dick to your dying father, who is hiding absolutely nothing from you. He's going to die, and you're not going to even miss him. You'll probably spit on his casket in spite." I don't think that's true. If my father's being honest with me, you know, I will love him, but I really think he's lying to me. I really think he's lying to me. I really think he's fucking lying to me, man. So is your father's cancer diagnosis even real? Someone says, yes, your father will die with a son. Interestingly enough, I did love him. But I think the HIV thing is what pushed it way too far. You know, you know the HIV thing and the pharmacological abuse. You know, I'm really angry at my father, and I don't think I love him anymore. Really, to be honest with you, I don't think I love him anymore. Somebody says Poppy didn't do anything. Somebody says anger is a powerful emotion, bro. Think of all he does for you. He drives you to Nami. I don't wish cancer on him. I definitely don't wish cancer on him, and I'm glad he feeds, you know, does what he does and feeds, the birds and does his gardening and whatever he does. Good. I don't wish misery or an unhappy life on him. He's okay. I like him. I don't love him though. I don't hate him necessarily. It's just so this is maybe I do love my father. I don't know. This really needs to be talked out in fucking therapy. I mean, just so he says, explain love. So he says, the love I had is now gone. I don't even have a therapist, really. I mean, I really need to work. I just don't love my parents. And in fact, I'm angry at my parents. I'm irate and angry at my parents. Really irate and angry at my parents. And I think the thing that made me finally just snap was the HIV scare in January 2020. I think somebody says your father loves you, your mother loves you too. Um, Maybe I need to try to. Somebody says, who is behind the whole HIV thing? Somebody says, you're frustrated at your parents because you feel helpless, but it's not their fault. Maybe I need to realize. Maybe I need to realize. I blame I feel constraints in my life, and I blame my parents for my life having turned out horribly. I don't know. Maybe it's not my parents' fault my life turned out this way, and maybe they didn't have nefarious intentions. I don't know. Somebody says, the truth is you have schizophrenia and it's really tough for everyone. Take accountability. Somebody says, you took PrEP as a preventative measure, Andrew. No one had to. Somebody says, do you love anyone? I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm really irate and angry with the hostile dependency with my parents. It's been going. No 37-year-old is meant to be dependent on their parents like this. And I think I'm capable of love, though. Somebody says, not loving your parents when they literally show you unconditional love is something a broken person does. And yet they love and support you. Somebody says, the switch is staying off. Taylor Time says, I'm Taylor Swift. Are you really, though? Somebody says, Taylor is probably Mama. Are you really Taylor Swift? That's what I suspected. She says yes. Somebody says hi. How long have you? I suspected Taylor Swift had been following me since 2008 at the very least. But I mean, has she really been? How long have you been following me for? If you're really the superstar. How long have you been following my? Maybe 2010. So songs off the Fearless album, like "Hey Stephen," are not references to me. So our songs often. Somebody says you're not even named Stephen. So my brother's named Stephen. So songs off 1989 and Reputation and like Wonderland, for example, like these songs are not references to me. Somebody says, Dear John was written about you, Andrew. Taylor says, I have written nothing about you. Neither have my famous friends. These are ideas of reference, delusions, and predicate logic. So Lady Gaga hasn't written anything about me, and so on. There was no conspiracy to. So the song Clean isn't about how the HIV scare was premeditated, and after I go through a drought, and then I'm finally feel clean of the HIV. This is all ideas of reference and predicate logic. I mean, Taylor Swift doesn't know me. Taylor said, that would be absurd if I write a song about that. The song Bad Blood is not about me either. Yeah. So these are ideas of reference and predicate logic. So this Bad Blood is about HIV too. All right. Fair enough. So is the Delicate music video a reference to me? Is the Delicate music video a reference to me? You know the one where she's dancing in the blue dress? Somebody says, you know more of my songs than little girls do. Okay, try to realize none of these like Robin Thicke, none of these pop stars are referencing me. You know, Blurred Lines, you know, that's not a reference to me. None of these people are referencing me with their music. I'm an unknown. I'm a complete unknown, and that's the reality. You know, the All American Rejects weren't referencing me with Gives You Hell. They weren't all bullying me because of the intergender wrestling 20 to 25 years ago. This is all delusions. So it says Blurred Lines is about the intergender wrestling. Taylor says, shake it off. Is shake it off? So So he says the Joker laugh is coming on more common now. So none of these pop stars are referencing me, correct? Somebody says catch it, check it, change it, shake it off. You know, the Taylor Swift, Lady Gaga, Robin Thicke, the guy from the All American Rejects, I think his name is Tyson Ritter. None of these guys are referencing me. It's all fantasy. It's all delusions. Just like the HIV scare, nobody had premeditated intentions to pharmacologically abuse me. It's all in my head. It's delusions. Realize it's all delusions and psychosis. All of it. All of it is fucking. All of it's fucking delusions and psychosis. Correct. Everything is fucking delusions and psychosis. Correct. All of it. Like basically, I'm just fucking delusional. Is that really it? So he says, pretty much, Andrew. Somebody says, Taylor Swift's official message is take your medication. Somebody says, correct. It's all delusions and psychosis. Crazy Carol says, not everything's a delusion. Just the good stuff is. All right, I feel guilty now for having said I hated my parents. I didn't say I hated them, but I said I didn't love them. I think I do love my mother, father, and stepfather. I don't know. I'm just really frustrated. But you know, it takes a while after you know all the you know after the hell, no pun intended, that I put them through gives you hell. You know, it's gonna take a while for me to repair the relationship. You know, and just take it slowly. So just take it slowly. Try to repair the relationship, and Horn Dog says, all right, guys. Love my parents. Just genuinely, like, have warm love for my parents. Should I get an ice cream tonight? You think I should get a Cold Stone? I know some people said get a beer or a hard seltzer. What should I get? An ice cream or a beer? Somebody says get a White Claw hard seltzer instead. Somebody says get a beer. Dave says go get a Cold Stone. You deserve an ice cream, buddy. Oh, I don't deserve an ice cream. Dave says you don't deserve a Cold Stone. Taylor says, beer time. It's time for some beer. So he says, you deserve a White Claw. You deserve a hard seltzer. I think I'm going to take Xanax tonight to unwind. And tomorrow I'm going to have a beer. So he says, Xanax and beer. Can you mix Xanax and beer? I think that could be a toxic combo. Didn't Anna Nicole Smith's son die of that? You know, mixing Xanax and beer. So he says, no, that's how he lived. So you know, I think so Dave says, you deserve an ass whooping, buddy. Picking on the old folks. Leave the old folks alone. Leave the old folks alone. Love your father. He's literally dying of cancer. I don't hate my parents. I really don't. I was just being emotional there. I was being, well, I mean, Dale loves Clay Aiken. You know, that's true. Dale definitely loved Clay Aiken back in the day. Erie says, you went mask off, Andrew. You went mask off. Taylor says, Clay Aiken is cool. What does the song Invisible mean? Is that a reference to me? Major of India says, love you, Andrew. Love you, chat. Thank you, Major of India. Somebody says, what if Poppy is faking cancer? Well, believe it or not, I suspect my mother, father, and stepfather are lying to me about everything. Could my father be lying about cancer as well? I mean, that's pretty low if he is. I don't think he is. That would be pretty disgusting if he actually is lying about that. I don't think he's actually lying about that. So he says, what if Poppy was behind it all, like Vince McMahon? It was me, Andrew. It was me all along, like Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. I don't know. I just want the truth. So he says, can you show us some old pics of Poppy? Not right now. Not right now, Erie. I'm getting ready for bed, I think. I think I'm getting ready for bed. The truth is, I don't actually hate my parents. I just think they're fucking lying to me. And I'm just angry at them. I'm fucking irate and angry at them. I want them to tell me the truth, you know? So I'm just angry at them because they're fucking liars. I'm just fucking angry at them. Major Vinny says, I don't like Christine for the way she treats you. Taylor says, you have nothing to be angry about. They're honest and transparent with you. I'm just being mean and angry for no reason to old people. Somebody says, have you ever thought about the situation from your perspective? Have I ever thought about the situation here from their perspective? Well, that would be like they have a 37-year-old schizoaffective son who sits and trashes them on the internet, and they provide for him, and he just says what monsters they are. So I mean, I could see why my stepfather and father and mother would grow to have animosity towards me. You know what I mean? Because here they are. They have a disabled son who's schizoaffective, who's ranting and raving into the internet about what monsters they are, who's giving him angry stares, so I can see why I've pushed them, very far because, so I don't know what the thing to do is here, but I guess try to treat my parents kinder and try to repair the relationship. take accountability. Uh, Somebody says, and get better. Get better. Take your medication and get better. Somebody says, get a therapist, get off the computer, and live in real life. Somebody says, you're going to rage on the way to Nami bowling. Somebody says, take the Lamictal. Somebody says, if you really cared, you would leave your parents be. Should I take it? Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I think I'm going to get going here. This is a good live stream. Talk to you later. Somebody says, take some Xanax. Taylor says, you are your own worst enemy, Andrew. Somebody says, I have a question. Sure, Mara. What's your question? Peace out, guys.